bag or deeper than a gallon Ziploc bag that may accommodate whatever size the item is inside. Is that an appropriate way of thinking about it, or am I way off track?
So I'd say you're essentially, you're right at the finish line with it. So taking a step back from it, so there's two main types of sterile barrier systems. So one is a pouch, so that's that gallon Ziploc bag that you're referring to, and one is what they call a tray design, and that's that Tupperware design. So when we think pre-validated, we think about the seal that we're creating as a contract manufacturer. So for the gallon bag example, where 3 out of the 4 sides are pre-sealed, right, by the vendor of that associated material. And we're creating a final seal, or in your example, we're sealing the top of that Ziploc bag by using a combination of heat for a specified period of time under an induced amount of pressure. Now, flipping it over to the tray design, what we're doing is we're going back to that Tupperware example and rather than a Tupperware lid, what we're doing is think of the Tupperware, then coming down with that Tupperware lid, but it's made out of Tyvek, that same thing that pouch was made out of. And there we're having the same situation of a plate coming down for heat, specified period of time at a certain pressure. So that geometry manipulation is typically more applicable to the tray side versus the pouch. What the pouch offers from a benefit standpoint for the pre-validated is manipulating the length of the pouch. So think about if you had a product that is 2 inches wide to 24 inches, 2 inches long to 24 inches long, you could utilize that same sealing validation because the width of your sealing, let me know if I'm losing you, the width of your sealing bar is going to be consistent.
Okay. I think that makes sense. I'm stuck on the Tupperware example for a moment, like the tray with the heat sealed Tyvek on top. We eat a lot of chicken in our house. It's the one thing all of my children will eat. So I get the, Bell and Evans chicken that's in the rigid recyclable tray, but it's got this little tab that you pull off this film on the top, essentially. Is that kind of like the idea of a tray where you have this more firm thing holding the item in the bottom and then you have something that you peel off the top?
You nailed it right on the head.
Okay.
And if you go to our website, I believe we have pictures of both those two directly on the website itself. Okay,
cool. That'll help. And then the ability to accommodate these things of different dimension, as you said, different geometry. That's where manipulation of the depth of the tray or of the length of the sealing flange comes into play.
Exactly that.
That type of sealing flange, like the example that we were talking about with the Ziploc bag, that type of sealing flange performs under all of the, permutations.
Process variables, yep.
Yep. And so it's just a matter of, do I need a sealing, because we know the sealing flange works. Do I need one to accommodate a 6-inch tool or a 36-inch device? And then you just, okay. All right. That's so much more clear to me now. And the same is true, do I need a 6x6 tray or do I need a 36x6 tray with a Tyvek that's heat sealed on the top of it?
I think you might be an engineer after this call.
Well, I might be. Only because you were very good at explaining it, very patient. Cool. Anything else that I need to know right now? Anything else that you're burning to make sure that you've brought up for me?
No, I think we've gone through all the benefits that I see. And again, really, if I can only harp on one thing and one thing only, really what I've seen us as being industry leaders in is, again, it's seeing that regulatory landscape and be able to act accordingly on our end.
Okay, cool. That's great. And then you or Brittany is going to send that validation flowchart or infographic that you mentioned, correct?
Yep, she came in when I was saying about that, and she said she sent that off to you.
Super, great. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Ben. I really appreciate it. And then I can, if I've got any other questions as I'm reviewing the notes and the transcript, or after I talk to James, I've got your email and I can drop you a line.
Yeah, perfect. So I know James is